Hi folks, I'm with Two Guys in a Ride. Today Rob and I are out here at Back to the 80s car show. Fantastic show. And we're here with Jay. Jay, we've seen your car at a couple shows, tried to get to you, but I was next to a loudspeaker.
Yeah.
Today you're not, so we caught up to you. Tell us what we have behind us here.
This is my 1993 Mustang Notchback.
It's there's a little more to it than just that. So tell us what's inside the engine compartment.
The engine is a Gen 2 2.3 liter 5.0 Coyote.
Man, so approximately how much horsepower are you turning out?
675 horsepower.
675. Well, that's enough to make it to grandma's and back.
I think the coup de grace of the car is the independent rear suspension.
Tell us about that.
That is so my car is not wrapped around a pole and part of every Mustang video you see.
Yeah, yes.
So not only does it have the power, it actually handles.
When you bought the car, was it like this?
No, the previous owner made a drag car.
Okay.
So he had it was roughly a push rod with about 450 horsepower.
Okay.
And I just wanted to go in a different direction. I'm not really into drag racing, and we only have 3 months of really good weather here.
If that.
So I figured make something different, make something completely radical.
Okay.
And I seen the car online. It was a gentleman by the name of Matt Farrer. He made a car. And as you know, everyone says, I like your car, but I would change this one thing.
Right.
So instead of doing the but, I decided to make the car and change everything and make it exactly the way I wanted it to make it.
All right, so go through the changes that you made.
Okay. In the engine bay, this is a factory crate motor. This was not a F-150 motor.
Okay.
This came from Ford, and then we bought the supercharger, or I bought the supercharger from Roush, and we had that installed. We did a hydro boost conversion with the remote reservoirs because space is really, really tight up in the
It is tight in here.
We're doing complete Maximum Motorsports adjustable suspension with the big Eibach cross members and everything.
Okay.
Cooling wise, it has a GT500 cooling system to help keep everything in bay. A lot of people like to run the Ford Contours and things of that nature, but I wanted something to really keep that temperature down.
Okay.
In the rear, yet again, it has the independent from a Cobra with all the Del Ring bushings, and that's completely adjustable as well.
Okay.
The side body, the side panels are carbon fiber. That's 3 inches of carbon fiber that we actually panel bonded within the metal.
It. Okay.
And the beautiful part about it is if you look at it, you can't actually tell. You don't see the lines from the panel.
No, not at all.
Jeff Ehrman is the painter, and he is a magician when it comes down to this type of thing. It's just absolutely beautiful.
It is, walking around the car. I mean, the paint job on it is fantastic. So is the body work that goes into that beforehand, the prep work, often determines the paint quality. So whoever did that did a really good job too. Now you've got different headlights.
The headlights are late model restoration.
Okay.
On the 5.0 emblems are just like a little Easter egg to let you know that it's not the normal one. If you've seen it on the road, it has the Saline front valance. Previously, when you guys seen it, it actually had the Ford bumper. And this year we converted it to the Cobra style with the matte black emblem in the front.
I like that.
And also we changed the rear.
Okay.
And we actually put the rear valance on the bottom to kind of even out, make it more symmetrical when you see the car driving down the street. It doesn't look as if we did a hodgepodge.
Okay.
I wanted it to look more like a reminiscent of a Cosworth type of race car.
Okay.
Just an updated version, and I didn't want it to look outdated in 10 years. But that was the biggest thing. You see certain cars and people do things for the era, but they're not thinking the future, and they're not thinking about the beauty of the past. So I wanted to make sure I kept the beauty of this car with this car and just make subtle tweaks.
See, I've often said that when people restore cars, that it's a bit like an artist.
Yes,
doing the painting. You definitely put your own touch on things and create the masterpiece that you want. But I mean, that is just neat that you've done all that and that you've been able to do that.
Thank you.
What are you running for wheels front and back? Because your front wheels are almost as wide or as wide as your back.
Now,
I can't see all the way underneath, so I can't tell, but they're wide.
they're 10.5 squared.
Okay.
Here's a little fun fact. Was it CJ Pony car parts?
Yeah.
Because I bought so many parts for the car, the rims are actually free from the points.
Hey, nice.
And what I did is I bought 4 rear tires. So these are rear tires.
Okay.
Because they would run 9.5s or
Right.
8.5s. So I got 10.5s and I just put them on.
I like the look. I really got to say it makes it stand out just even that much more.
And it was
It's
free,
one of those things you're like, well, wait a minute. That's a little different. All right, let's talk about the interior for a minute and what you've done inside here.
On the interior, I call it a little bit simple, but it's not. The first big change was actually adding the cup holders because everyone sticks a cup in between the steering, between the emergency brake, so I changed that out.
Okay.
The custom portion of it is something me and my wife actually came up with, was actually taking the whole center console, and my wife actually wrapped it in suede.
I like it.
Along with the headliner,
Okay.
the rear deck lid, and also we changed the doors, and we put suede on the armrest.
Very nice.
Besides that, Florida 5.0 made a set of custom gauges for me.
Okay.
And there was a company out of Kuwait that used to make custom carbon fiber portions for a car. And I think I would like to think it might have been one of the last sets because it took like 6 months to get it, but they gave me all the carbon fiber pieces. And one of the things I wanted to do was stay true to the car.
Okay.
So the fenders are carbon fiber. Anything that's carbon fiber on the car is real carbon fiber.
It's real carbon fiber. It's not, man, and that's a lot of it. It looks really nice.
Thank you.
Where did you get your emergency brake handle? Where's that?
That's from Sparkle. Sparkle did I got the Sparkle steering wheel.
Okay.
And the pedals, besides the one pedal that you need from Ford because it's electric, it's drive-by-wire.
Okay.
But everything else is from Sparkle. I think the last time you guys seen the car, it may have had a ducktail on it.
It did, and if we walk back here, you can kind of see where you removed it here.
Now, the reason why I removed it is the ducktail was wrapped in carbon fiber wrap. It was metal.
It's a wrap.
And it wasn't true to me.
Yeah.
Everyone liked it, but it's not for everybody else. It's for me.
That's right.
It's that journey. So right now I'm in the process of making a mold to make my own spoiler to go on the rear, specifically for my car.
So Jay, how much of this work have you done yourself?
Everything but the motor.
Are you serious?
Yes. The motor had to be put in.
Now I suppose you're going to tell me you're like a librarian. Something completely not related to any of this ability.
Well, my father was a mechanic.
Okay.
And I went to technical school when I graduated at 16.
Okay.
And we have long winters here.
Yeah, we do.
So,
unfortunately,
a Ford magazine in a car that was made in 1979 to start with is not really rocket science. It's just a lot of trial and error. So the parts that I couldn't do the motor because it has the Ford warranty.
Right.
Which I'll completely honor.
Yep.
But everything else I could play around with. You could just, you can.
Yeah, but it takes, you're selling yourself way short, Jay. That takes a lot more talent than what you're owning up to.
Oh, I apologize. Let me be a little bit more clear. The body work was done by Jeff Herman. I did no body work.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
more of the electrical.
Kudos to him because he did a great job.
He's one of the best.
Give him a shameless plug.
Jeff Herman and also Steve at S&S Auto.
There you go.
He specializes in building Mustangs.
Guys, you owe us Rob and I a beer.
And Jeff Herman, he's been known around. Both of those guys have been known for decades as being some of the best in their business.
Okay.
The hardest part is getting on the books.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. What a journey. How long has this taken you?
This has been on and off for 3 years.
3 years.
The major portions were done in about a year, and COVID slowed down. So let's just take it. Yeah.
So when people restore cars, it's usually typically never a speedy process. It takes a while. I mean, it's money. It's dealing with everything else in life and having to pay for that, and take care of that.
Like my father always say, don't rush time.
There you go.
Now,
if you had any words of wisdom to a young classic car buyer who's looking at getting a car, maybe doing some restoration, maybe doing some modifications, Based on your experience, based on what you know about cost, time, energy, the car, what are some few recommendations that you would make?
As a father of 5, don't do it. As a car guy, take your time. Don't worry about chasing horsepower, because next year it'll be 1,000. You know,
It's always going to change.
just stay true to your beliefs, and to compliment what you said a second ago.
Yeah.
Appreciate the journey. Take the time within the journey, because once it's over, you can't recreate that again.
No.
You can only build your first car one time, so don't rush it.
Don't rush. Awesome advice. So, Jay, what is one of your favorite memories with this car?
One of my favorite memories is after it was done, me and my wife were driving in a Subaru. Pulls on the side of us, and he's just making that turbo spit. And I just dropped that thing down in the second gear, and just laid a patch. And you can hear him trying. And he was trying. And my wife is just over there like, oh my God. But she won't stop looking behind like, get him some more, get him some more. And I'm looking at the speedometer, and it says 110, and I don't want to stop it. It was just like the best, because how many times does your wife tell you to get him?
Yes, yeah. Well, you just keep that one, but let me tell you.
So it's not one of them, it's the one.
It's the one.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, thank you so much for spending your time with us about this wonderful car. We're sure glad that we finally caught up to you. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting you guys.
Thanks for watching.